Hello. Well, I was gonna have a guest on and everything, but I'm not sure if they're coming or not. I haven't talked to them since Sunday. But I thought I'd talk about something else. Um, if they don't come, if they do, I'll talk about this first. I've been seeing a lot of well, it's always been this way, and as long as I can remember. From books to actual people. And someone else talked about it too, and about 20 hours ago. And I thought, since they did it, I thought I would talk about this. Witches criticizing other witches, and we've got enough to deal with everyone else. We should be coming together, not criticizing people or saying things whether you mean to or not. Uh, you really need to think about your words. Just because you have money and you can do A, B, and C, or you have the energy to do it naturally, A, B, and C, doesn't mean that you should criticize somebody that doesn't. Um, just my opinion. Um, Everybody has a different way of learning. Some people like old books. Some people like reading ebooks. Some like listening to audio. Some people just know the answers without ever picking up a book. Some people want to show off everything they have, and others want to be more private. Doesn't mean they don't do the work. Some people don't have energy to do work all the time. And to be honest with you, here's something I see all the time: witches that do a daily practice. No, it's not real. It's not realistic. We're not robots. We, if people need to quit telling everyone you have to do it every fucking day. You have a life. You have things you have to do. Not to mention the fact that you ain't getting no damn where if you try to do a spell when you have no energy. Point blank, period. Um, we need to quit telling people this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. there's people out here that they listen. They're in they do what you tell them to because they just have that kind of mindset. Like you go and tell them, pay $50 for a tarot set. They're gonna do it because they want to be in the in crowd, and even if it means them taking their money where they're supposed to have bills paid or groceries and using it on something like that. Here's something else. Yeah, I see it all the time. I really do. If you don't have money, if you live in you on welfare, people in the witchcraft community like to put you down for it. A lot of people that have this problem don't want to talk about it because of the fact that, and I'm got news for you. You don't need anything. You don't need books. You don't. Everybody's going to tell you you do. Yeah, you need. You might need to learn if you want to do certain spells and stuff, but for y'all, if anyone's listening that's writers, instead of worrying about doing beginner books, y'all need to be worrying about putting books that are easy to understand how to raise up energy. Uh, I couldn't find any that I was like, how do I do it? This makes no sense to me. Or people on YouTube. You want to help people? Explain how to draw up energy. Now people do it, and actually, you forget that. I'm going to explain it how I learned it. You take your feet and you put them on the ground or on the floor, wherever you're at. And I do mean your feet. If you're outside on the ground, you better not have shoes on. Um, Socks are fine. It's harder to get energy through if you have shoes on, but take them off. If you're in the Western Hemisphere, I don't really think you should be doing that right now outside. But imagine that your feet have roots going down into the earth, into the core. And when you start feeling a tingling sensation, either warm or cold, then you put your hand up high and you reach into the sky and pretend you're a tree and you're reaching the heavens, whatever you want to call it, beyond the clouds. And that's how you draw up energy. It really is. When you feel all warm all over or tingly and cold, then you know that you've got energy from the earth. And you call the quarters. They will tell you that you need to know how to do that. You have to know where north, south, east, and west is. No, you don't need a compass. North is this way, south is that way, east is this way, west is that way. Your bodies. You want to do all the technical stuff, so be it. You don't really need it, unless you won't yet, unless it helps you. Um, They'll also tell you that you need to go and get stuff from witchy stores. Support your local business, but they assume that everybody has access to that. It's great when you can do that. But I got news for you. Don't feel bad if you live somewhere like me and you can't afford to pay an arm and a leg, and you can't go anywhere, and you buy from Amazon, or you get spices from the grocery store. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I also say you need your own garden. It's great to have fresh herbs, but most recipes, spells, all that stuff calls for dry ingredients, not fresh. Right now, fresh herbs are not in supply. It's a new movement up, and I kind of like it to a certain extent. Some parts of it, not so much. But it is basically taking from what you have already. And it reminds me of a movie I watched yesterday. It was a documentary. It wasn't actually a movie. Um, it was about witches, and they were talking about different things. And one of them that's really old, she was like, whatever you have around your house, if you're a herbalist, your witchcraft tools could be a shovel and a rake and hoe. It's truth. What you have around your house for what you use witchcraft for is what is your witchy attire. Except that the person that was supposed to be here, Lisa says all the time, I can tell you about a wand. You don't need one. You got this. There's your wand. um, if you want to buy one, great. A better idea, make your own. Go outside. Go to a tree. Look around. See where there's fallen wood. Don't get old wood that's been dried up, but you can find wood that's been on a tree that's not too old if you look hard enough. I have one. I kind of tore it apart and I'm going to remake it because my ex made it for me. Uh, Take his energy out of that. But anyway, pots and pans can be witchcraft things. Most people say get a cast iron thing, a cauldron, but you don't need that. Back when witches used to do that, it was in the Middle Ages, and that's what they cooked with. Now, a pot, a pan, a frying pan, a boiler, cooking pans, baking sheets, round ones, all that stuff is replacing what you used to have. Cooking utensils are part of it too. And you don't have to get fancy bowls or goblets. You can use your own cups or your own bowls for stuff. It's great if you don't want anyone knowing that you are a witch. Of course, I think that people should come out of the woodwork and talk about it. Because things are not going to change till we do. Till we say this is enough of. That's another thing I have a problem with. Some places, if you are a witch and they accuse you or you get accused of it, you can still be killed. Just like back in the 1600s when in Salem. Now, get to my mind, you've been a witch. What I've read, it's a good possibility. The rest of them, everybody talks about their own assumptions. Me, here's what I think. Now, I've listened to a lot of documentaries. I've read books on it. The guy that was the person doing this stuff to them people, his daughters were talking about it. These were all people that he did not like. He had a grudge against. He couldn't stand them. He talked bad about them. They didn't like him either. Some of them. They even went and refused to go to church because he was the preacher. And the guy that was the preacher was friends with the person that was having the court cases. But he said it's all about money and everything. That might have had a part to do with it. But I think that he talked them girls into doing it, or they knew that he didn't like them and he'd go along with it, and that's why he was saying that. Even the Putnam girl even retracted what she said and she apologized when she was older. But yeah, it still happens to this day in some places. It even still happens here. It reminds me of something. One of my family members wanted to teach me a lesson and get me back on God's side. They never tried that again after what I did to them. I punched them in the face till they left me alone, and their nose was bleeding. Point being, if anyone comes after me, I will hurt you. This was family. I have knives, and I don't mean kitchen knives. I mean actual knives that I could put in your body and if I did it and you were coming after me, I wouldn't go to jail. Now where I live. But good luck, nuts, trying to find me. Oh yeah, if someone broke in my house, I don't think I'd have to use a knife, 'cause I got a cousin next door that has a gun. And she would shoot at your ass. 'Cause her grandmother is here. I'm not sure she'd shoot for me, but she talks to me, I guess she would. But yeah, pistols, shotguns. My family are crazy rednecks, and one of them lives next door to me. But yeah, I wanted to talk about everybody getting along with each other and quit these bickering things. Who's got the biggest gun, so to speak? I want to talk about something else. Knowing your limitations, knowing what you need to do before you start doing anything major. And I ain't talking to just the people that are new to witchcraft or just looking into it. I'm guilty of it too, pushing myself too hard in everything I do, but that's my nature. But how about we be a little more gentle on ourselves? And it's not a race. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you go. Whatever you do is right for you. But just don't do it to push yourself in a direction where you have mental breakage. Well, I'm not really feeling good, and I should have probably canceled this, but I wanted to talk about that. I really did. Um, I'm not doing it right now, but after I get off here, but yeah, the person that I watched, I'll put their link down in the bottom. Um, and Lisa's link's in the bottom too. I'm sure something came up, and that's why. She's like me. She has fibromyalgia, and probably flaring up or something. Well, I will have her back on here. Maybe it'll be a different day than Wednesday. Um, no. Have a good day. Remember, be the person you're meant to be, not the person everybody